the floor. I don't know what's going on. My dad walks in. This is my mom's parents, but my dad walked in and was like, hey, what's going on, Horace? Goddamn little alien Martian. Martian's what he called him. Goddamn Martian's tearing up my floor. And all I could think of was like, because he did use the word Martian. So as a kid, all I could think of was like, all he saw was a bunch of little Marvin Martians ripping up his floor.
I was thinking My Favorite Martian. Do you remember that?
Yeah, oh yeah, with Ray something another. What was that guy's name? Ray something. My Favorite Martian was Ray Walston. Jesus, if that's right, I'm fucking...
Ray Walston.
Holy shit, I am a god.
Let's go to the boat and bet.
Yeah, that just came right out of my ass.
Uncle Martin.
Who's going to win the NBA championship?
All right, you really want to test your metal?
I don't think it's going to be Golden State Warriors.
No, absolutely
Tim
not.
O'Hara?
Who played who?
Tim O'Hara.
Jesus Christ, I don't know.
Bill Bixby.
Oh, that's fucking Incredible Hulk. I should have known that.
Oh, Bill Bixby.
Yeah, that was it. He was the non-Lou Ferrigno Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
He was the non-angry Hulk.
Yeah, he was the green-eyed guy.
Apparently there's a Dexter's Laboratory episode called My Favorite Martian.
Oh,
I'm sure there is.
oh, Dee Dee. I love me some Dexter's Laboratory. God, that was such a great show. Choo choo, getting that ADHD train back on the track. Yeah, please do.
Guess who I identified with in that show?
Oh.
With the sister?
Oh my
Yes.
God. Yeah, right. Yeah, she's such a.
That's like the Berkeley Breathe
we're just
comic
trying to get him in trouble,
comic
right?
strips
You're
where
just trying to get him in trouble.
I always identify
Oliver.
with Ollie.
Yeah, good old Oliver. Oliver Wendell Jones.
Yeah, the part where Dick goes, "You're mad, aren't you?" I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. I'm hurt, and yeah, I'm mad.
Yeah. No, the one that killed me was the thing that he said. Okay, the thing that killed me that he said, and that whole
There's
like.
only one thing that
No,
could
there's a
do.
lot of it, but
I
like
feel like this movie sapped 10 years off my life.
there was so.
Meant well.
I would
My
listen.
will live.
I would say. Okay, why am I happy? Because I said so.
Yeah.
I understand he was providing her direction,
Well,
but
yeah.
still, that was fucked up. I did. So my favorite part of this movie was the photo shoot, and the reason why is because I love Audrey Hepburn, and I loved all the iconic photos that they had like snapped, and the dresses, and that red dress just floors me. Like I love a woman in a red dress, and that red dress was amazing. And here's something that I thought this is the line I'm going to use on you, Hannah, from this point forward. Is when she goes through all the spiel, and he goes, okay, this is what I want you to do, and then she tells him what she's going to do, and he says, you've outgrown me.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to start using with you. And every time you come up with some brilliant fucking thing, I'm going to be like, you've outgrown me.
Yeah, right.
Maggie had the best lines. Prescott.
Oh, yeah.
She had
Yeah.
the best lines in the whole movie.
So here's a one thing that you're talking about, Prescott. Now we're good. Okay. Probably we might have had a little snafu. Yeah, but it was like 10 seconds. I'll just probably tell people, hey, at 22 minutes, guys, y'all heard something. It was strange. Terry fucked something up. Yeah. So if something weird happened at that 22-minute mark, and you're like, yeah.
Have fun editing, Garrett.
Yeah, I'm not editing this. We don't have time for this. It's just going to be what it is. That's why we have to all behave ourselves. It'll just be weird. So if there was some snafus in there, guys, with the 2 o'clock stuff, that's.
My dad's birthday.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
My
happy
aunt's
birthday to your dad.
Oh shit.
Happy birthday.
Twin, a fraternal twin. So man, I don't know whoever
I
riding
thought
in
that
that
was
car is deaf.
Thunder, and then I looked.
Yeah, I
at
did too, and like I was like, it's blue
I've never
outside.
understood
But
that.
what?
The subs, like you can't even hear the music.
Oh, son, you ain't a Gen Xer, bro.
I just
That was our
remember-
jam back. We was
I'm
just
sorry
all
to-
about the bass.
I'm sorry to derail you for a second.
No.
So my dog is deaf, and we've had instances where people have ridden by our house, and our house is way off the street, and the deaf dog gets scared because she can feel the vibration.
No way.
Yeah, it's like that's when you know it.
That's when you know it's just too loud.
And I'm like, come on, man.
When
So-
the metal is shaking.
Yeah, I don't make any sense.
Uh,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My dad's birthday and my aunt's in. They're twins, and they're
Oh,
celebrating
yeah.
their 72nd birthday.
That's awesome. Yeah, we'll get you out of here.
So I'll be there at least by 2, hopefully.
Yeah. So
Good luck with that, because it's almost 1.
we'll just have
With
to.
this one.
So
What's up?
the dance number, if you notice, was one long wide shot. So they did that. There's no edits, so they had to do all of that stuff, and like there was no edits. So they do that entire number in one wide shot.
Well, even his when he did it in the courtyard.
So that's what I was gonna say. The same thing. Now I did make a note about that. What was weird. The fact that they're in France and he was doing a bullfight choreography was weird
Yeah.
for me. Like I'm like, we're not in Spain. Why do we choose this? Like,
I don't know.
that was bizarre to me.
Kinda, when it started happening, I went.
The other thing that bothered me about the movie, even though I know she's it's the actress, but like it's that thing about like not allowing her to be as intellectual as she actually was. So Audrey Hepburn, her first two languages she spoke were English and Dutch. Go Audrey. And then she also spoke fluent French, Italian, and Spanish. And so my thing was like,
A lot.
Why not let her speak?
she like when she was in the French thing, she knows French. So like, and the fact that character was obsessed with France, and she's intellectual, and she knew this French philosopher,
She
she
speaks
would
French.
probably be able to speak French. Same thing for Fred Astaire, who they go to like Fashion Week all the time. They're always over
They
there.
hadn't picked up anything.
None of them have picked up any French.
Except for Maggie. Maggie can speak it.
Yeah.
Great. But she
Yeah. Because that's right. Because she was translating.
yeah.
Jesus,
So-
you did watch this movie.
What movie is this?
This is crazy. I didn't think. Yeah.
So it
So what
bothered
you
me
said,
that
I
like
watched it at 4 this morning when I was not throwing up. So
it bothered me that they didn't let her be more intellectual than what she was.
yeah, she
You know.
should have been way.
Again, that goes back. It's not anachronistic. That like it,
No, yeah, I know.
it is anachronistic of the time. Like there was very much that MRS degree push. Like it wasn't a thing for women to be independently intelligent.
It was. This
With that
was.
funny face. She should have got it.
They had to be parrots for their husbands'
It-
intellectualism.
And I also feel like this was a precursor to her next big thing. It was almost a little.
My Fair Lady.
It was a little My Fair Lady-ish. I made
Well,
the
it
note
was,
of like.
and I think it also set the stage a little bit for Princess Diaries too. 'Cause
Yes.
I had that thought as
Yep.
well.
Yeah. But yeah, it's weird. Devil
It's like
Wears
Devil
Prada
Wears Prada
and Princess Diaries.
both
Yeah.
of which were Anne Hathaway.
Yeah,
which
that's
if you
interesting.
Kind of look at the way that they are set up. They are kind of archetypes of each other.
And she is. Well, she's an Audrey Hepburn kind of almost look-alike in a
Yeah.
way.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. They're,
yeah.
they're
Bigger
archetypes
boobs
for each
and-
other.
Yeah.
Yeah. The main difference though from My Fair Lady is she has agency in that transition.
Yes. Yep.
And
Yeah.
B, they dubbed Audrey Hepburn's voice in My Fair Lady.
Yeah.
This one, they let her sing.
Yeah, and she was great.
She was fine.
Yeah, I
She was
didn't.
fine.
Yeah.
There were moments where she was.
There.
There were
Right,
moments,
yeah, that's true.
I mean, he wasn't that awesome.
Yeah, I mean, there were moments where you could tell that she was talking on pitch,
Yeah.
as we used to call it. Because when I did like operettas and stuff like that, we had
She was just rapping.
we had a very dear friend who
Know what talking on pitch is? Rapping.
it's a little
She's
bit
Talking
just-
more
on
than that.
pitch.
She was just rapping before her time. I'm sorry. Continue.
But when we did operettas, we used to do Gilbert and Sullivan at a friend's house every like summer or something like that, just for fun because we were nerds. And we had a friend who couldn't sing, but he could talk on pitch, and so he would just do that during all of the operettas. And I remember him doing the Mikado, and it's the Liszt song, and he's talking on pitch the entire time, and that's what it reminded me of. Especially that opening number, she's talking on pitch for like half of that song.
That reminds me of this kid on TikTok who has perfect pitch, and he also is sees. No, he said he hears colors. Hears colors.
I did
Oh,
that.
that's
I did
synesthesia.
mushrooms. I did
Yeah.
mushroom once, and
That's
heard
what I
colors.
have, but mine is emotional.
Well, mine too. I can do. That's part of what I do with scripts, where I say my brain works, and I'd say my brain works differently, and I can't tell you sometimes how to play the music, but I can tell you the notes off, and that's why, because I'm feeling and seeing those colors as you guys are talking. I'm getting a different vibe, different color. But yeah, the kid's super cute, and he has a different color for every single note, and the kid has perfect pitch. He's like 5 years old,
Oh.
cute as a fucking button.
I had a friend in high school who had musical synesthesia.
Yeah, that's
and
what he
could
has.
and he had perfect pitch as well.
Yeah, wild. Like, and so they were like, his parents are like, well, what's a C flat? And he's like, oh, it's this. And what's what's a B sharp? He's like, it's this. Yeah, fascinating. So I'll just wrap up a few other things, and we'll turn it over to Hannah so she can bring us home. There was the thing of him. We've talked a little bit about it. His jealousy robbed her of her agency, which I thought was shit. To where that was the thing we talked where he drug her out, and it was his jealousy that drug her out. Like, I'm sorry. You just have to have this thing of, again, goes back to trust. She's coming back to you as soon as she's done with the philosopher dude. Like, be like, oh, hey, I just want to check in on you. We need you for this thing. When you're done, come, hey, Bob, nice to meet you. And listen, it's again, communication's important. If there's something you bother, you communicate to him. Be like, look, I don't really trust that guy. And then she's gonna say to you, like, you don't have to trust him. You trust me. I'll break a fucking vase over his head if he tries anything.
40,000 franc statue.
Yeah, like, which, by the way, I also made the note of why they felt the need to put him.
To concuss him twice?
No, he deserved to be concussed twice. No, why they felt the need when he had the bandage wrap to put him next to two men in turbans. What the fuck was that? I mean, I know why. It was like
for a second.
It was. I think it was.
The fact that he had his head.
I think it was supposed to be a visual, haha, joke, funny thing that just didn't age well.
Yeah.
Kind of like we'll talk about some things that didn't age well in our next
Terry
movie.
laughed,
Yeah, yeah, of course he did. He's like, there it is.
I was like, look at that. He's
What was
hiding the fact that he has a head injury.
What?
with
Somebody-
two turban men.
Who was it
Who
that
would
said
do
something
that?
like Terry said something and
Sierra said that probably.
No,
I should have said her name.
No, it's okay. She listens.
she
Hi,
listens.
Sierra.
Hey, Sierra.
we're gonna have to say we talked about
she
you.
said something
Yeah.
about how
I
say
said it-
things.
no,
I
I
can get
said
away
it.
with things and
Yeah.
certain people can't.
Yeah, that was it. That was it.
I went. I just say them smile.
It's because, well, you know what it is. This is what your thing is. She has her accent's thicker,
Yeah.
and so you say things in a southern accent.
Mhm.
Julian does this.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a
Julian does a thing where he's like, in a southern accent, he'll go, "Is this a Kanye West tweet or a racist old white guy?"
I'll see. I thought you were gonna make
Like-
people with lisp.
No.
You said tweet. I thought it was.
Yeah, no, like
Like you're saying.
actual tweet. He'll go, "Is this a Kanye West tweet or an old racist white guy?"
Yeah.
Pick which one. But he does it in the southern voice.
He's done that
and
shit
it-
to me.
yeah,
Before.
and
It's
it's-
so funny.
And it's hard. You're like,
It's
oh,
funny.
you go, holy shit, that does. Just putting that,
But yeah,
that southern, just being like, hey,
Yeah.
y'all, let me tell you a story. You're like, automatically, this is going to be problematic.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
hmm
the next words coming out of the mouth are probably not.
Yeah, but
So,
but it goes over well sometimes.
Julian needs his own podcast.
yeah, he
He
does.
needs his own TikTok.
Yeah, he
channel.
does
He
need
does.
a TikTok.
He really does need one, or just started his own thing. I caught this and went, did I mishear that? When he goes, she didn't show up at the Duval. The
Yeah,
first time.
yeah.
What movie was that?
Funny
So-
face.
Funny face. So
I'm
Funny-
worried about Terry.
funny
His
Harlem Nights
dizziness.
face.
Funny Harlem Nights.
Keeps
I
asking all
love
these
that.
questions.
I think I watched that with Harlem Nights before. When they go, okay, yeah, I'll have her here at 10 in the morning. He shows up at the thing, and she's at the cafe because I told him I have you here at 10:30.
Yeah.
Anybody else? get that?
Yeah.
Did I fucking hear that wrong? Cause, yeah, why?
Yeah.
Why was that such a? Why did he give her 30 minutes?
I don't know.
I mean, they said I'll have him here at 10. Y'all be ready at 10.
Yeah.
We'll be here at 10. I'll have her here by 10. And he talks to her, and then goes, I told him I'd have you there by 10:30. He's got my
Terry time.
Yeah, he's on Terry time.
Terry time. Full show.
Uh,
It's a roundabout time.
The roundabout time today was impressive. He took
Yeah.
me 10 minutes. I
Dude,
said,
I'm
what?
telling you, I've been when I woke up this morning, I stayed up and watched the movie because I didn't watch any of them. I just listened to it, and I felt bad. I can't go back to sleep. I wanted to, but I was like, if I don't leave now,
That's why he was so tuned into these movies because he was just listening.
Yeah,
He wasn't
that's
wa-
it.
He was just listening.
Yeah,
I told
and
you I went
falling
to sleep.
asleep.
I went to sleep listening to them
Yeah.
automatically. I absorbed it.
Mm.
I'd sleep on my books under my pillow.
It would
Like,
radiate.
Just osmotic.
Isn't that what Roberta said that her son did and sleep on his textbooks?
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
It
Does
works.
it now?
Yeah, you get everything you need from it.
Oh, this is okay. I got to say this too, and then I'm like, really, this is the other thing. She said, "I don't blame him. I hurt him.
hurt him so
What
much.
the fuck? How did you hurt him?
Yeah.
What did you do
I mean,
to him?
yeah, I don't get it either.
he caused it. Like what
Yeah.
the guy that
He
I,
drug you out of places.
I went. She hurt him. Question.
Lied, and
Question.
tried to
Question.
drag you out of the place you wanted to be.
WTAF? Question. Question.
And he
Question.
said, fuck her, I'm gone. And
Yeah.
he left. So, yeah, it's no point. I mean, but besides calling him dumb, I mean, other than that.
I did like when he said, "You ought to be president" to her, and she was like, "I thought I was."
Thought I was.
And I was like, well, that's true, because again, it goes back to how much they, like, But I thought the philosopher made the note that the dude wasn't a philosopher, he was a cult leader. And he was like, it was definitely like one of those sex cults. And then the fact that she had to resort to violence to extricate herself from that situation was also like, really? That's what we're, like, this motherfucker, like, she had to knock his ass
Well,
out
he was coming for her.
to get out.
He closed the door.
Yeah.
Most likely locked it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way I felt.
Yeah.
And then just started holding
Yeah.
it, going
This-
after it.
Oh,
Like,
fuck.
he wasn't
Mm.
going to take no for an answer is what I got from it. So she was probably going to
I-
end up being raped.
Listen,
So,
I was,
That's a whole, I hate saying that word. But it is.
I was, there was definitely a sexual assault that was about to take
Oh,
place.
it's about to happen.
There's no doubt. Here's the thing that kills me about this too is like it was funny that she said that Hannah said she'd never watched it.
You've never seen this movie?
No. Let's go. Do you think?
I'm joking.
Wait, no, but listen.
It's good. I'm glad you made me.
Here's the thing.
Be a better person.
I knew that she, like I didn't realize she hadn't seen it, because
I thought everything she throws out from 1950, I swore I think she's seen.
right, yeah, because she has most of them,
That's
right?
what I figured.
So I was watching this going like, there's no way she likes this fucking movie. Like I'm watching it going, there is no way that she likes this movie. This movie is so anti-fucking woman.
Yeah. As I watched the trailer, I went, "There's no way."
I was like, there's no way she likes this. And then so I was glad to see like her say she'd never seen it before, because I really was watching it going like, what? There.
It's a Marilyn Monroe movie I want to get, but I got to think of it. It's one she got choked in. Anyway, I'm sorry. You just made me think of it.
Anyway, so
Hey, were those supposed to be two gay sailors in the club that she was dancing with?
I don't know.
Isn't that old school sailor outfit? And they dance really well to be sailors. So I'm just gonna say. I'm just saying that's old school sailor outfit.
That was actually a really cool. I actually
It
that
was
was
good.
another
It was
number
good.
I enjoyed. I liked her in the club.
I like the silent ones. The ones that didn't have
They
any.
didn't do anything, or just it went black on the screen.
I like the ones where it was just just them dancing. Those were good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's Fred fucking Astaire. It's hard to
He's
fuck up a
good.
dancing number.
Yeah.
Like he's so
Whenever
he just.
That weather fucking tried. Did you read that note?
I went
Uh-uh.
slipping and falling in the grass.
Yeah, there's
and all
something
that.
so entertaining
What
about
movie?
thinking about Fred Astaire and Audrey Hepburn, who are probably two of the most graceful
Yeah.
people to ever
Yeah.
grace this planet,
But it rained so much.
slipping and sliding in the mud
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
it
falling
rained.
over
Like,
themselves.
the weather fucked with them all the time because it rained.
Yeah.
So of course it.
Yeah.
So it rained all the time, and so when they were out in the grass doing their little number and just busting their ass and all that stuff.
There's
I
something
wanted to-
really entertaining about
That is
I wish I
entertaining.
saw
Yeah, I
the
would love to
outtakes.
see the
I
outtakes
wanna
of
see
that.
But no, what movie? What is it?
Funny face. You want to take us home?
Sure. So, initial thoughts.
Well, my initial thoughts were, it's a Hannah musical number. This is gonna be a fun little romp. I mean, that was like literally my first thing because I like musicals and I like most of her picks, and so I was like, oh, this will be a fun little. I didn't know I was gonna be infuriated. Fucking 7 minutes into the movie, I didn't know I was gonna be angry for the rest of the movie, be mad at the way that she was being treated. Like I think also kind of Audrey Hepburn's like, for me, like a national treasure. Like she's.
It's a weak point for you.
Always has been. Yeah, and so to see her specifically get mistreated pisses me off. So yeah, my initial thoughts were that I thought, oh, this will be a fun little musical romp. That's what I thought. That was my initial thoughts.
Honestly, I didn't know anything about it. I've never seen it. I've heard of it off and on here and there. I didn't know it was a musical until I watched the trailer. That's all I saw. So what happened?
Yeah.
No, it was. I didn't like it. It's not that I didn't like it. Let me rephrase that. Hannah's movie, I like most of your movies. I do most of them. There's some that I kind of.
Yeah.
This
Yeah, you didn't
one-
like Pink Panther.
I didn't like Pink Panther. I still will never ever like that movie. This movie was problematic. I did.
That's saying something when
Yeah.
Tara's like, I had a
Yeah.
problem with this
I had a
movie.
problem with this movie.
Like we know it's bad when
Yeah.
Tara's
There's
like,
a lot of stuff in there. I just went, fuck. And I didn't like it. I don't like the way she was treated a lot of times. Maggie brought me back. I hate you guys for making me watch these movies like this. Because normally I'd watch it and go, oh shit, because the slap in the face. When he slapped her in the face, the French lady, and she went, oh, I went fuck, and then I went, oh, that's stupid. And so it made me really look at it. Because I've been doing this fucking podcast.
Yeah.
And now I see the problem in all the fucking movies. I enjoyed these movies
you know
before.
what that is? Growth.
I have friends.
So,
I have friends that have said like to me like, "Hey man, thanks for ruining my favorite fucking childhood movie. Like
Appreciate
you ruined it." I was like, "Yeah, thanks." So I mean,
so that's
ruined it for me
Take
too,
Indiana
buddy.
Jones
so
off
I
of the.
sit there and went with
Because I love that movie. Take
What was
Indiana Jones off. Of
I don't think it's gonna be a problem because all he makes fun of in the first one is Nazis.
yeah, and not
And
That's
we
true.
they are like
That's true.
open fucking
Oh, they're
target.
open field,
That is like
yeah.
you can fuck
That's
with
why I'm
Nazis all
watching,
day.
What's that movie?
The good thing
Hell,
about the second one.
yes,
That's
that
what-
one we
Oh,
gotta go
yeah.
see that.
It's the dog. It's the name of the dog.
Islo?
Is it?
Is it? Is it the?
Sisu.
Sisu, something like
Right?
that.
It's not the name of the dog.
I
It's
thought
the
he
name
calls
of
the
the
dog
guy.
Sisu.
Thing.
I don't know about that. I just know the movie.
But
is
it's
about he
Sisu,
kills
I
Nazis
think.
The whole movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Fucking
great.
Yeah,
Norwegian
it's
movie, I
like
think.
it's like Quentin Tarantino
Yeah.
made a movie about a
It's-
Norwegian guy who tried to live a peaceful life, and the Nazi
gold.
he found gold.
And they tried to rob him.
Yeah, and the Nazis tried to rob him, and that's it. He just fucking
Yeah,
kills them
rampage.
all.
Starts from
Yes.
where he's at and ends when all of them are gone from the land. He kills one man death squad with him.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's another movie we gotta watch that.
That one's
That's
gonna be
gonna
sick.
be good.
I'm gonna preface this.
And you're invited, Hannah.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's about killing
It's
Nazis.
about killing Nazis.
Every Jewish holiday revolves, not every Jewish holiday, but most of them revolve around the premise of they tried to kill us, we won, let's eat.
Yeah.
That movie sounds exactly
Yeah.
like that.
That's exactly what it is.
Oh, it's so,
That's
it's
it.
so good.
Yeah.
It looks
I'll
really
look it
good.
up and I'll show
Yeah.
you.
I guess the second Indiana Jones will be
The second Indiana Jones is
Very-
gonna be very problematic.
very problematic. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're dealing
And
with
then the third would
We're
be
dealing
cool
with the
too
whole
because
Hindu
you're
culture.
killing
back to Nazis again. I
you're
think.
killing Nazis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then-
I bet Sean Connery. I bet Sean Connery says some fucking that movie doesn't exist
I
in
don't
my.
know. That's not either.
I watched it one time,
Look, it bothers
The
me
third
so
one?
much.
and
I really wanted it to be good because I love him.
the fourth one.
The fourth one.
Oh, the
Chris
fourth
Scott.
one.
Movie night
Oh.
we need to have because I haven't seen this movie, and it's not a podcast appropriate one, but Inglourious Bastards.
Oh God, yes.
That movie. I've seen it. I haven't watched all of it. There's some places.
The Bear Jew, baby. That's my boy.
I like him.
Fucking
But
Eli
there's some
Roth,
of that
man.
shit I just went, oh,
The Bear Jew.
Because the way he left everything, it's like you're on the edge and it teeters the whole movie.
Yeah.
Because it's Tarantino, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So so you're just like the whole time.
I
was
used to
on
hear my
the
dad
edge.
talk about that one, but I never watched
Oh,
it.
Christoph Waltz.
Oh,
That's
Christoph, he's the best.
he's
He is
that's
the
where he
best.
became a household
He
name
was
in that one.
So good in this, and old Brad Pitt's Kentucky.
Yeah.
Can't do his accent, but that Kentucky accent.
What year was it made?
We can't. Yeah.
That's
That's
like
way-
2015 or
Yeah.
something.
Oh,
yeah.
oh, really?
Yeah, that'd be great. We just sit and watch it, get some
2009.
popcorn.
Yeah.
I would watch it.
2009.
Yeah, yeah.
Watch it and just laugh because it's great. There's some great Nazi killing in there.
Yeah, the
but
Bear
I can't
Jew.
wait for this one.
Yeah, and he does. What I love about him is he's like very revisionist history too.
Yeah.
So it's like it
Oh, yeah,
doesn't.
he'll change the whole fucking.
Yeah,
plot
that's
of
what
it.
I loved about.
But
That's why
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
still one of my
he
favorite
changed
movies.
That whole thing.
Love
which
that movie.
It was actually I like that version better.
Yeah, oh,
The
it's
whole-
so better. Because I was waiting for it to end the way it ended in
Yeah,
real life, and I was going to be disappointed
Yeah.
and like upset about it. And I was like, I wonder how he's going to handle it.
But when
And-
he's
But when he changed the way it
fucking
ended,
Brad Pitt,
I was like,
they stopped everybody.
Yeah.
In the flamethrower. I love that movie.
you know, I heard it. So Emil Hirsch, my buddy, and I was watching a thing about him and how Tarantino cast him. He was on a podcast. He was giving an interview. Tarantino friend requested him on Facebook. And he thought he was getting catfished. He was like, "Oh, this cannot
Oh,
be."
yeah,
And he's like, Quentin Tarantino sent you a friend request. He's like, "What the fuck
Yeah.
ever?" You know, like, and it really was him.
Yeah, I would have been there.
Message him.
Other than that, finish up. Problematic. It wasn't my favorite. The singing and stuff was okay because I do like musicals, of course. Just depends on when, where, what. But it was.
We're just at initial thoughts. So you
Yeah,
can-
yeah.
So that's it. I'm
You've
done,
gone
but
into
I'm not
your
saying anything else. I'm
yeah.
done.
Your final
He's
thoughts.
done his
Oh yeah,
final
he's
thoughts.
like, all right, my final thoughts. soon.
My initial thoughts was
I'm
it's a
knocking
fucking
it up.
musical.
Great.
Next.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Hannah, what about you?
So yeah, I hadn't seen this movie before, but I kept getting like comparisons to her character in Funny Face, and now I'm a little mad that they're comparing
Yeah.
it to her.
They're saying that you're an intellectual who doesn't have her own agency.
Yeah,
You should be a
pretty
model
much.
instead.
And that, like,
You should be a model instead of an intellectual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
It
it,
probably would turn out more better.
Eh.
I'm
I don't think
joking.
I'm too short to be a model, actually.
I get my daughter to be a model. She's tall.
Yeah, I'm too short.
Really? I don't think you're that short. You're not that short. You're taller.
He said, "Where's my?"
You gotta left something over here. What? Did we say something? Go ahead.
No, I'm actually too short. Because when my two best friends, when I was in college, my two best friends were like models slash like cocktail waitresses for like a lot of like the NBA parties and stuff like that.
Oh, that makes some money.
They wouldn't hire me because I was too short.
Wow.
Fun fact.
Wow.
You gotta be like 6 foot and up to be a model, like
It's-
a
I think
runway
their-
model,
I
right?
think their cutoff was like either 5'9" or 5'10",
Yeah,
and I'm
Really?
5'7".
Yeah, I think it's 5'10". I think.
Really?
Yeah. Because I think Giselle was like 5'10", 11, something like that.
She looks tall.
Yeah, so I'm
Um,
too short to be a model.
What's our next? What's next?
It does pass the Bechdel test.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It does pass the Bechdel
Amazing.
test because there's that conversation between her and Prescott.
Yeah.
Is it diverse?
No,
it's not.
heck no. There's not a single. Well, there's
I mean,
two.
they go to Paris, but
Yeah, there and they're
Maybe
probably.
there's still not.
I was about to say. There's not a single person of color in the film. Even I didn't even see background, but like, except for the people of color wearing the turbans. But I went. I bet they weren't even people of color. They're probably fucking white dudes. They fucking put brown face on. Like So I'm like, nope, never mind. Yeah, no, it's not diverse at all.
Not that I can see.
Are there any problematic characters that need to be changed and or moved? All of them?
Yeah, well,
I mean-
definitely the main Fred Astaire's got to go.
He's got to be changed.
I need Marion to actually be able to read.
Yeah.
Well, Marion could be.
Yeah, it would have been really.
Stuff
It
on
would have been really funny is to have Marion reading like fucking Tolstoy or
Peace.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that would have been really fucking like. That's how I would make that
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, that would be.
And I would just have her look over at them and kind of roll her eyes and go back to reading.
pick up
Like,
Dostoevsky's
Yeah,
Prince
yeah.
and go, there you go.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, I can read.
yeah,
That would be a lot
yeah.
Are there any stereotypes?
better.
Jesus
Yeah.
I mean,
Christ.
men.
Well, I mean, I think probably Prescott is a huge
Women.
stereotype of
Yeah.
being like.
Even though Prescott had her own
I mean, they even
agency, she ran like she was probably the most agency female in the whole thing. I mean, she ran it all.
Yeah.
they even stereotype DV.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
If you think about it, like that's a huge stereotype of like, oh well, they're just gonna go right back to him, you know?
Yeah. With the slap and her going, ah, baby, I love you. Like,
I think they were still making out as they left.
Yeah, they walked.
Yeah.
into the club.
Like when they went in and then when they walked out, they were still going at it.
also, you talk about the thing of like the age difference between Astaire and Hepburn. What made it even weirder was the fact that
Something hit me. I'm sorry. That was an accident.
the what was even god damn it.
Sorry.
It's
Sorry,
like
it hit
the
me.
little
I don't even know why it hit
the
me.
little fucking
Like, it hit me so hard. I just.
the eyeglass, the hourglass is flipping right now.
I don't know where we're at.
Okay. So what
Okay.
made it even weirder was the fact that Prescott and Fred Astaire, they were a couple when they go to like go find her.
When they go into the
Yeah,
cult
and
leader,
they looked like
look like
they belong. Like they looked like
They
they
looked like
belonged
they
together.
did the whole
Like
time.
when they grabbed hands, I was like,
Come here, dear. Come on, darling.
oh, these two actually have some chemistry together. Like it was weird.
They actually did.
In the 5 minutes they were together in that movie,
Yeah.
they had chemistry.
Yeah.
They had more,
More than
chemistry
they did.
than
Yeah.
Yeah, they had chemistry in that scene together, and then the musical number they did together, which was amazing. Like it was crazy. I was
Yeah,
say
they,
that.
did. They looked more like a couple.
Yeah, it was fucking bizarre.
It was good.
Next.
would you remake, and if so, who would you recast? I think I'm leaving this
I
one.
don't,
Yeah, I mean,
I don't really think you can't make the same story. You could do it, but you can't. it won't be
well,
the same.
you'd have to completely, First of all, it's just fucking the musical part doesn't matter.
I mean,
Take
they
that
did-
shit
they
out.
Did redo it. The Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
They
I
did
mean,
it.
they redid it multiple times because they did Princess Diaries,
when
they
did
did
a
My Fair
musical-
Lady,
I mean,
they
like
did
on-
all of that
Did they do
shit.
it on,
It's the same
on
movie.
Broadway? They did one on like a
It was different.
theater.
It was a completely different. Yeah, that's a different play. That was from like 1930.
Oh, okay.
Also had Fred Astaire in it, but it
Yeah,
was a
I knew
completely
you were
different
cool.
plot.
Okay.
Which was why it was weird and bizarre that they took the musical book from that and threw it into that one.
Because the
Yeah,
book was better.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think you could. I don't think there's a.
There was a reason. There's no
Yeah, I mean, if you did, you'd really have to, which is really I mean, that's like that's the other thing that's kind of irritating about it is that kind of storytelling 101 is that your main character can't just be can't have the they have to make the decision. There has to be something that makes them make the decision themselves to go do whatever it is to do. They have to have their own agency. It's like storytelling 101 is you have to give your main character agency. They make the decision to move forward. They're not just it's not pushed on them, or if something is pushed on them, they're still making the decision. They took away her decision. So I think that's the first thing you have to do is give her all the decision making from the beginning.
Because she was no on the
Yeah.
modeling. Now he presented the Paris thing, so that did push her
Yeah.
to take it. That's her decision. She said, okay, I can go to Paris. And when she gets there, nobody told her anything
Yeah.
about where to be, when to be there.
Yeah, so she's just like, I'm going to go sightseeing.
All day. I'm going to sit in the
Yeah.
cafe all fucking day.
Yeah.
And listen to talk to these three drunk Frenchmen
Yeah.
and buy wine.
Yeah.
We don't need to know each
We don't need to
Yeah.
understand.
So yeah, she does that. So she does make the decision on her own.
Yeah.
But the rest of it was pushed on her.
Yeah.
Everything. You got to be here. You got to do that. They made her decisions for her.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Final thoughts.
I'm kind of shocked at how I'm not shocked because it was 1950s and that's it's I think we're getting a very it's a very misogynistic there's a lot of misogyny prevalent in these 1950s movies and beyond. I mean, like the 70s are just as fucking. I think the 70s are probably the worst misogynistic ones of the bunch.
50s are pretty.
Yeah, they are bad. I think I think that and they lean into like this DV stuff a lot and like normalize it. Like I just saw a freaking TikTok or Instagram reel or something the other day about they were showing this old movie where this guy was spanking his wife.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, hey,
yeah,
you're spanking mommy, and
she went.
yeah,
she. I told her. What he says, I told her.
Yeah, that means you love her.
You love her.
Yeah.
And she went.
Yeah,
she all of a sudden went.
Yeah,
He does love me.
yeah, he's
Whooping my
beating the
ass.
shit out of me. Oh, it just means he loves
I mean,
me.
he's spanking on the butt though. It's hard to have that look like he does love me with two black eyes. So I mean,
Yeah.
there's a difference.
Well, plus the corset probably had a lot of bounce to it.
Probably bounce to it. So they caught a lot of it.
Yeah. So that's my final thoughts. It's just that like we've got a long way to go, but we've come a long way. I mean, that's all I can say.
We have.
Hannah, what are your final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, not my favorite. Like, I think there's a lot to be said over the musical stylings and the costumes and
Yeah,
like all
visually
of that stuff.
Yeah,
beautiful.
that was
It's
not
visually
terrible.
stunning, but it's one of those things that it's like you drill down into it and it leaves just a very sour taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
I think it's one of Hollywood's shiniest baubles, but it's just a bauble.
Yeah.
There's nothing there to it.
Yeah.
It's hollow inside.
Yeah. There's no substance to it. It's just a beautifully shot, beautifully acted, beautifully, costumed and set decked. The whole thing. Yeah, dance. Everything except for a little thing we call plot
Yeah,
was fantastic. The story.
there wasn't really much of a plot.
Yeah,
at all.
it wasn't. Yeah, it's and again,
Yeah, I was like,
no
after
character growth for Fred Astaire's character at all. Zero. She supposedly, did I do it right? Grew a little bit.
Maggie had more growth.
That's true. Yeah.
She didn't grow. She regressed.
Yeah. No, it's true because she basically became.
She became everything they wanted her to be.
Yeah,
Well,
she
that-
became
she
a
didn't wanna be.
vapid
Yeah.
model instead of an
And
intellectual.
Maggie ended up trading places. Put your place, your mind and her mind, and y'all will meet some.
And also, you know what else I just realized? Because, that shitting on philosophy is a whole other movement from the 1950s because it was, much more like that's when we really started going more like religiously based on our and that's where even the 50s people don't realize that like in God We Trust that stuff came out in like the 50s. So they were really shitting on philosophers and they do it in this by that dude wasn't a philosopher, he was a cult leader. That's what I was saying of like she has all this stuff where she's like they shit on her for enjoying philosophy, but it's like there's so much information to be gleaned from philosophy, and they made him out to be something that's not what that is. That's not what a true philosopher is. That guy was a fucking cult leader, and that was another. They were doing these things like that were like subversive little digs at
Existentialism, yeah.
and female empowerment and philosophical movements and things like that. So it's So anyway,
Hepburn had another movie that delved into the existentialism. She did two. They
And
were
she
heavy.
did Funny Face like right after this,
Okay.
which was like very much the same movie.
you mean My Fair Lady?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jesus.
64
I
was
heard
My
it.
Fair Lady. You said Funny Face again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you meant.
Yeah, 64.
Brain
She
is
did My Fair
not
Lady.
But there
She
was
does.
two she delved in using it. Anyway, what now?
Yes.
Question of the week. You guys ready?
Yeah. Let's do it.
We should get these ahead of time.
How many chickens would it take to kill an elephant?
Pop quiz.
1 billion.
1 billion chickens.
How many?
I
Billion.
think- I
don't know,
there's
some
one-
of them are pretty
one
fucking
chicken.
aggro.
Like
You
a.
can get it
That's
stuck
true.
in his throat.
Yeah, I was just about to say. Well, I mean,
One
wait.
chicken bone.
Is he allergic to chickens like Terry? Because like we could just take a feather
You can't.
and
Just whip it
and
under
whip
his-
it under his nose
Yeah.
and dead elephant.
The oldies are goodies.
Is this? Let me ask you. Let me get some qualifications for this question,
Qualifications?
or whatever. I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say. Let me just ask a question, and you tell me the answer, whatever that is, whatever that's called.
Yeah, I've been through this with her, so I know where you.
Yeah. Like you think you think you know a word and you're using it right, and you're not using it right.
I've
I
been
never
through
use
this.
it right ever.
Yeah, I get caught.
Are we talking about chickens attacking the
Oh,
elephant,
that's a good question. Is it attacking or just?
or are we just like, or
Whatever.
any? Oh, so any means necessary. I'm gonna say.
I'm going one chicken.
I'm going one chicken too, because I think
Check the shit out of it.
you or like the elephant gets scared of a mouse,
Elephant? Wait.
and he like falls over a cliff that he just happens to be next to. There's a lot of cliffs
There's a lot of clips.
where the elephants
Africa.
live. Yeah, lots of like.
Which kind of elephant?
Do elephants?
We're taking African elephants
Yeah,
here
we're
because
doing
they were
that.
doing
do
cliffs.
elephants only eat like grass and stuff like that?
They're
I think they eat.
Yeah, they're
I think they're
herbivores. They don't eat.
So
they don't-
maybe it would take one.
It would.
But
I'm telling you now, it'd take one.
I'm
chicken.
going-
No, you're going with a billion.
I'm
Yeah.
going with a
With
billion.
You're
No,
going with your
I-
third grade answer,
I was going.
and we're going with the
What
more
would we do?
intellectual.
Where would you put 1 billion chickens?
Yeah,
you
up-
drop them on
yeah,
top.
you put-
But I'm talking
You
about
just
some.
smother
I'm
them
talking
with
about
it.
some fighting chickens, like some ones that.
I'm gonna say.
the ones
I'm
in
gonna
Hangover
say.
that
I'm
are on
gonna
some
say.
cocaine.
I'm going to say after
That'd be
you.
another chicken.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
say after you. I'm gonna say after you shove the 12th of the billionth chicken up his ass, probably gonna die at
Oh,
that
he'll
point.
die in a couple of days now. It won't kill him right
Yeah,
away.
it'll impact him.
Sepsis,
Like,
yeah,
yeah,
he'll-
just
I say
impact
one
him.
chicken down the throat, he chokes on it and dies. That's what I say.
What are
Yeah,
you saying
I say he trips over the one chicken and
There you
falls
go.
to his death.
Or you say
And
two
he's-
chickens, one chicken to scare him, and then the other chicken to bow down behind him and push him over.
Yeah, and then wait,
Just tabletop.
yeah, tabletop the
or
elephant.
or do the chickens Lion King him,
They could.
and they put their little chicken feet in the elephant toenail things, and they just flip him off the cliff.
They could do that.
All right, so if they're attacking him, does that change your answer?
Yes, because then it depends on the chicken.
Yeah, you
Are
gotta
they-
have a
are they- are they
yeah
fighting
chicken. I think you
chickens?
might
The
need.
spurs?
I think you might need 1 billion. But if we're talking a rooster,
No, my grandpa had a rooster.
yeah, I was gonna say
that would
rooster.
attack me.
Yeah,
And
Two
he might-
roosters.
he might be
two roosters,
probably.
two
'Cause
roosters.
He could kill it.
Yeah, because you could just see them like going
Attacking the
"Rah,"
shit
like a
out of
it. Yeah.
and,
This rooster would
and
get
I
on
don't
me,
know what that's
on
not
my
a chicken
back
noise.
and
That's a
just-
cat noise, but
That sounds like
but
that sound
like
like my
yeah.
grandpa's rooster.
yeah, he did that right. He's like cockadoodle.
And he
Yeah,
come at me
and just
that was actually me screaming like that.
yeah, that's yeah.
And then he'd get on my back and knock me down and just jump up and down on my back and claw the shit out of me. I remember
Yeah.
I killed that rooster.
It's two of them. Two. So we're gonna say two
Two
roosters,
fighting roosters.
one chicken, two roosters.
Yeah.
Matt says 1 billion.
Matt says
1 billion.
What is her correct answer to this?
There
Or
is no correct.
okay,
Oh.
god damn it.
Yeah.
That's makes it. That's
Now-
even worse. What
now-
about you? What do you think?
now
What's
I'm
your
empty.
I
What's
don't
your
know, but
logic?
you know what I had to look up is how many chickens there are in the world because I was like,
Are there a
really-
billion
There a
chickens?
billion?
There are over 33 billion domestic
Yeah, I could
Get
see that.
chickens.
Just 1 billion of them is all.
Yeah,
I just
he's-
want,
I
I just want
Under
1/3.
32 billion.
You know, just
That's
just a
probably
little-
1 billion is probably what they have in one chicken house in the state of Texas. Like
That's
just
true.
crammed on top of each other. That's how they do them.
Apparently we kill 136 million chickens each day worldwide.
I don't.
Jesus, I think you and I probably eat 125 pounds of those chickens.
Not me.
Yeah.
I don't do nothing to the chicken.
Yeah, you
Does
don't.
that make
Yeah.
you, does that
Terry-
make you feel
You like
good?
chicken?
They,
Yeah.
they leave me alone.
Do you-
Does that make
yeah.
you feel
Chicken.
good?
No, I don't
You love
love
chicken?
I
Yeah.
don't. I'm allergic. No, you love chicken. No. She's gonna kill me. That immediately when she walked off, me and Garrett looked at each other. I'm gonna die.
Anything else for us
Yeah.
to wrap this one up?
No. Except now I have to redo all of our social posts because you screwed me.
Oh, because we did the thing. But I can post this one second.
Okay. Well, then we need to do ads and like wheel ads and your
We have ads.
like what movie are you adding to the
Oh,
random
I
wheels?
was
Yeah.
Like, when did we get ads?
And then
Yeah, let's do it.
and then
No,
what your merger movie is.
Oh yeah, between the two.
Oh. I haven't seen it,
What time was this based?
This movie?
Yeah.
It's present. So it's like or present for that time, so it would have
Yeah.
been 57.
90s. One word. 1930. 19.
You have to pick a movie.
Oh, a movie. Fuck, I forgot about that.
Movie, bro. So my ad is going to be the Steve McQueen classic, The Blob,
Oh wow. I don't think I've ever seen that.
just from 1958. I've never seen it either. I've been wanting to watch it for a while now.
So my ad is because I found it in my research for Harlem Nights, and I've never watched it, and that is JoJo Dancer, Your Life Is Calling, 1986.
Good old Richard
Spell JoJo.
J-O, space J-O.
Okay.
So JoJo is just J-O, Dancer, comma, Your Life Is Calling, Richard Pryor, 1986. I've never seen it, but I heard that like when I was doing research on Harlem Nights, I saw that one, and they were talking because they were just talking about Richard Pryor's performances and like how like he wasn't over the top and why, because he had MS and blah blah blah, But
Well, you can hear it while we're talking about it.
yeah, JoJo Dancer though was the one that like yeah.
Yeah, he was not at that level.
I'm going to give us a problematic Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom.
That'd be 1986 too, probably. I'm guessing.
You look it up.
86, 85, 85, 85. I'm going to say 85. Yeah, I'm going to say 85.
Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom.
84.
Oh, had it. Almost had it. 84, I was a year off. Terry, what are you adding?
Something Like It Hot, 59,
That was going to be one of my ones later on down the line.
and Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I
That's
dig
a
it.
great movie.
That's a great movie.
Except
It's
when she gets choked.
so problematic.
Yeah, very problematic,
That's
What?
but it's
what
great.
Anna-
whenever he
I'm
chokes
gonna-
her in the thing, and yeah,
Was that 50,
59.
59?
I think Ray Walston is in that.
Is he?
Did you ever see the movie?
No, he's not, but he reminds me, Ray Walston, the guy who is the one who falls in love with Jack Lemmon, he reminds me of Ray Walston. That's what it is.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the colonel or whatever the.
Yeah,
military
doing the
guy?
boat
Yeah.
with the little.
No one's
Do you
perfect.
know who that is?
All right, you guys
That's
ready
Hannah
to
Stocking
roll
and,
this bitch and see what happens.
Yeah, let's roll it. See what happens.
Uh,
See what our two movies are. Try to write this shit down. This
Lele
time.
Pons.
Oh, yeah, let me write this down, too. Oh, shit, already.
M.
M? The hell is that? That's got to be a Hannah pick, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It is a me pick. It is from 1931.
Is it just the letter?
It's just the letter M.
I won't control the wheel from now on.
Yeah.
It's a fucking random wheel.
No,
I
no,
can spin
I know,
this
I'm
bitch
kidding.
around and show you.
No, I'm kidding. It's a joke.
All right.
Well, it wasn't a very good one.
I don't know. It's pretty
All right.
close.
And our second one.
Do we got a date for this, or we just want to make it?
Yeah, we'll make it up as we go along. Sometime in May.
Search for the Holy Grail.
You
Monty
That's not
Python.
funny. Or that's
No,
not
that's
mine.
mine.
Monty Python. Oh,
Yeah.
that's gonna be a lot. Yeah, I think so.
That you better tear. There's a Holy
Nope,
Grail.
that was Garrett's pick.
Was it?
Oh, was it?
Oh.
Oh, I picked that one. Oh, hell, that must have been like
That's
an
good.
OG one.
'Cause I know I had it on my mind.
And then, what's your merger movie? So I had a couple. I had a couple on this.
Can
one.
you throw me one?
So mine.
Oh God, I hope she didn't pick mine.
What?
I said, I hope you don't pick mine.
I probably won't. So, I had some thoughts, right? So I was like, problematic movies where the costumes shine brighter than the story, which I think encapsulates kind of both of these films. White Christmas. If we're just talking about movies where the costumes shine in general, Priscilla I think is another great choice.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's also kind of musical, but
Mm.
and then movies where the city is a character, and it kind of has like a bonus comic book link to Funny Face, which is Persepolis, because it features the Iranian Revolution as the backdrop of the entire film
I figured by now.
in Tehran.
So mine is the Cotton Club because of Gregory Hines was in Cotton Club and he was like a dancer, right? And then that ties into Harlem Nights because the Cotton Club takes place in Harlem. So you have Gregory Hines as the dancer, which dancing is all the other one, and then Cotton Club is Harlem Nights is kind of a Cotton Club style movie.
Mine's a professional.
Oh, interesting.
You know, elaborate or not?
Yeah.
No, I'm done.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
it's professional. Danny Aiello's in it.
Ah.
He's the handler for.
Yeah.
Forget the guy's name. And then that guy's from France. So.
Oh, nice.
Whoa, that's some
the-
deep
the
dive.
Killers from France.
Mine
Nice.
is
Nice.
Coming to America.
Oh,
Eddie
okay.
Murphy and
All
then
right.
the elaborate costumes
Uh-huh,
and
uh-huh.
Coming to America for.
It's kind of just stole that right out of the.
I did.
That's good. That's good to be original.
Steal from the best, don't you say?
Oh, that's what I say. Anything else?
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. Well, for 3CG, I am Garrett Crudoff.
Terry J. Nelson.
Matthew Maniscalco.
And Hannah Kaufman.
See you guys next
In a
month.
few minutes. I mean, next month.
Yeah, next month. Yeah,
Yeah,
next
for
month.
sure next
That's
month.
right. Just a couple of seconds.
Yeah, in a little bit.
Why don't you stop that? Hit the stop, and I'm going to export it so it saves.